Hi, I'm Danny Lipford.
And I'm Chelsea Lipford-Wolf.
Thanks for watching this episode of Today's Homeowner here on YouTube. And don't forget to leave us a like and a comment.
And be sure to share with a friend, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you get notified of new videos.
Thanks and enjoy the show.
This week we'll show you 10 different ways to improve the look and function of your kitchen. Stay with us.
Today's Homeowner with Danny Lipford, the voice of home improvement, with projects, tips, and ideas to help you improve your home.
The kitchen is one room in the house where we all spend a lot of time preparing meals, entertaining, the family gatherings around the holidays, so it's very gratifying when you can do a little work in a room like this to improve its appearance. Well, equally important is to take on a few projects that can improve the function of your kitchen as well. Well, this week we'll share with you 10 very simple ideas that will accomplish both of these tasks. And you'll have a nice peace of mind knowing that the money that you've spent in this area is some of the best money you can spend on your home as far as increasing the value of your home. Hey, this is going to be a fun show, and I guarantee you, we'll share with you something that you'll be able to use at your home. Stay with us. I love these pendant lights that this homeowner installed in this kitchen just recently. You know, lighting is something that if it's done right can certainly improve the appearance of a kitchen as well as the way it functions. This is a great example because they're very attractive, but also provide some needed illumination right on this island where a lot of food preparation takes place. Now, almost every kitchen has a light over its sink, which is good because a lot of work takes place here, but you can do the exact same thing right under a cabinet that will provide light, very even light, all over your countertop itself. Now, a very popular way of lighting kitchens are recessed lights, and this homeowner recently installed a few additional recessed lights around the perimeter of the room, and they can do a couple things. They can provide task lighting for a particular area of your countertop, but with them being installed around the perimeter of this kitchen, it also kind of evens the light out quite a bit, so that has certainly made a difference in this kitchen. Now, if you really want to make a big difference in your kitchen, you can change your countertops. Now, these countertops are plastic laminate, fairly inexpensive to install and fairly easy to change out. Laminate tops are typically one of two basic varieties, post form or custom. Post form tops are prefabricated with the backsplash attached to the countertop. This is the material you often find in the home centers. These sections are simply cut to the desired length in a fabrication shop, then attached to the cabinets with screws from the underside. Corners for the post form require two miter cuts, which are clamped together at installation. Custom laminate tops offer more flexibility because plywood is used to build the top to any dimension needed before laminate is glued on top of it. The backsplash for a custom top is a separate piece of wood, again with laminate glued over it. This homeowner has decided to change out all of his countertops, but instead of going back with plastic laminate, he's decided to upgrade to a material that used to be very expensive, and that's granite. Now, granite is a lot less costly now because of the newer machinery that's being used to fabricate it, makes it less labor intensive, which makes it a lot more reasonable and an option for many homeowners that would have never considered putting granite in their kitchens. The next step in this kitchen is to remove the old tops to make way for the new. Cutting the caulk seal around the tops and backsplashes makes removing them even easier and minimizes any damage to the surrounding walls. It's also important to thoroughly disconnect the sink's plumbing before removing it and the countertop around it. Granite typically arrives on a project with all of the fabricating done. That means the slabs can be set in place for a dry fit right away. The installers want to be sure the layout works with the existing cabinets and that all of the slabs are level. Only when the location of each piece is perfect do these guys begin attaching the granite to the cabinet with adhesive and seaming the slabs together with epoxy. But the result is worth the effort. Because granite is a natural material, you're limited on the size of slabs that are used for kitchen countertops. So you have to put up with a seam here and there, but the installers did a pretty darn good job of making that seam disappear. Now, if you want a countertop surface that has no seams visible at all, then you need solid surface countertops. This man-made material is available in hundreds of different colors, and the methods they have of seaming the seams together with the adhesive and all of the sanding makes them completely disappear. Now, when you're changing your countertops, it's a perfect opportunity for another very good upgrade, and that's changing out your appliances. Many stoves and ovens have certain cutouts that are required for them to fit in place, and that's why you need to think about replacing them when you're replacing countertops. Now, here's something to consider. Now, the homeowners here chose kind of a midline oven stove combination, and if you choose one that's at the lower end of the pricing structure, it may end up being a problem later on when you're selling the house. If you choose one that's a real fancy gourmet stove oven, then it's really expensive and you may not get your money back. Now, the thing that really drove the decision for these homeowners to choose a black and stainless steel finish on this is that they had replaced their microwave vent hood few months ago, and getting the microwave up off the countertops always a good idea to save as much of that valuable countertop as you can, but the most important selection here is getting a vent hood that is sufficient to provide you the ventilation you need in a kitchen. Now, to determine that, you go to the unit of measurement of CFMs, or cubic feet per minute. Make sure that it's sufficient for the size kitchen that you have. Now, you may notice here that it's kind of back part of this kitchen, and the reason for that is the homeowners have decided to put up a really nice ceramic backsplash, and we'll show you what's involved in that next.
It's time for this week's simple solution from home repair expert Joe Truini.
When drilling holes, there are many situations where you want to restrict the depth of the hole you're drilling and not go all the way through the board. Joe's got a couple techniques for us.
If you go to the hardware store, you can actually buy steel collars, depth stop collars that you can put on the end of the bit. But this technique is a much quicker and simpler approach. Take a piece of masking tape and wrap it around the drill bit, leaving just the depth of the hole sticking out on the end. Then snip off the tape with a pair of scissors, and what you create is this little tape flag. And as you drill the hole, the tape flag will brush away the wood chips, indicating that you've drilled down to the correct depth.
Well, that makes the hole very visible.
Now, this technique works great if you're drilling 3 or 4 holes, or maybe even up to 10 or 12 holes. But beyond that, the tape flag will eventually wear out and get ripped, and your hole will keep getting progressively deeper. And you don't want that to happen because you'll eventually drill right through the wood piece. So, this is a more durable technique that works when you're drilling several holes. It's just a 1x1 block of wood that I drilled a hole through the center of. And now, you can adjust the depth of the hole by just sliding the drill bit in and out of the chuck of the drill and tightening it up. Then you just hold the block of wood right on the wood, and you just drill all the way down until the drill bottoms out, and you get perfectly same depth holes every time.
We're continuing our look at great kitchen upgrades, and one of the easiest and least expensive ways to change the look of your kitchen is to simply paint the walls. Now, the first challenge is deciding on what color to paint the walls because there's so many to choose from, but another important decision is the sheen of the paint you're going to use. Now, the sheen is basically how glossy the paint finish will be, and it starts out at flat, which is perfect for bedrooms or other areas of the home. Then it goes to an eggshell, then to satin, semi-gloss, and in rare situations people use high gloss on walls. That's generally reserved to use on different trim pieces or doors in your house. Now, these homeowners chose a paint that they used a few weeks ago to paint the kitchen, and they've chosen an eggshell finish, which is a great idea because it's a little bit washable and perfect type of sheen that you need for a kitchen. Also, satin is commonly used when you use it on wall areas like this to be a little more stain resistant, because the kitchen occasionally will have those splatters, and this way you can wash it right off. Now, you may think that the homeowners kind of ran out of paint or ran out of steam when they were painting, but actually they were planning ahead for their ceramic backsplash. Because they wanted their backsplash to extend all the way up to the cabinets, the owners didn't bother painting this area. The space available dictates much of the pattern in these situations, so Clint has already worked out the best way to use the 17 inches between the counter and the cabinet. Most of the materials in this design are 6x6 porcelain tiles, many of which have to be cut in half diagonally to complete the pattern. The central band in the pattern is a mosaic of small polished marble pieces which are pre-mounted on a fiberglass mat for easy installation. Can you imagine in the old days how long it would have taken to install all these little pieces of tiles that we've used for an accent? Now nowadays with the matted pieces of tile, it's a lot easier and quicker to install, but hey, these things are pretty expensive. This one piece, over $20. Now it also looks great not using an accent, just using full tiles, so that's one of the decisions you'll have to make. And you can use a ceramic backsplash on just about any type of countertop, whether it's a laminate, a solid surface, or a natural stone material like the granite that we've used here. Now one of the things that you might consider is to seal all of the grout joints with a clear sealer that'll help to resist any of the stains that may be present and may occur in a kitchen area. Now that's one great upgrade, but another one that we have for you is upgrading your kitchen sink. And boy, there's a lot to choose from out there on different types of sinks. This homeowner chose a composite granite sink that's really nice looking and very sleek and durable, but it's also very heavy. So one of the things you have to make sure of if you choose an under-counter mounted sink, that it's installed properly. An accurate cutout is necessary so that the sink fits properly when it's glued in place. The adhesive that's used seals the sink and holds it in place, but until it dries, temporary braces are set under the counter to keep it in position. Stainless steel sinks are also popular for undermount applications and can be less expensive than the composites. For top-mounted sinks, you'll find a variety of options from which to choose, but even if the budget is tight, don't pick the cheapest model you can find. Kitchen sinks get a lot of use and abuse, so you want one that will last and maintain its looks for years to come. While there's a lot of options in kitchen sinks, the ones that I like best are the ones that mount under the counter, like this one. One of the main advantages is that you don't have the rim around the edge of the sink that will prevent you from wiping crumbs or water right into the sink. And I just kind of like the sleek look of an under counter mount. Now, while you're changing your kitchen sink, there's the time to also consider upgrading your kitchen faucet. There's a number of different kinds to choose from, all kinds of different finishes, but one of the things you need to know is how many holes you'll need to drill into the countertop. This one has one hole for the faucet itself and an additional hole for a little soap dispenser, a real popular item these days. Hey, when we come back, we'll show you some other options for upgrading your kitchen, including how to change the look of your cabinets and your kitchen floor.
Let's join Danny at the Home Center to check out this week's best new product.
Many homeowners have realized how convenient it is to have a pull-out faucet on their kitchen sink. These were introduced a few years ago, and they make a lot of sense because it makes it so easy to clean the sink area, and if you cook with some of the big pots and pans and you need to fill them up with water, you can just set them right beside the sink and fill them right up. That's real convenient. Well, Price Pfister, who made this faucet, thought, well, if it works for the kitchen, it may work for the bathroom. So they've just recently introduced the Catalina lavatory faucet. Now, it looks like a conventional faucet with the arch design, and it has the nice lever handles, but to make it even more convenient, the aerator pulls right out. It has a 55-inch stainless steel hose, and you can twist the end of this to change it from a spray to more of a stream, and that can be convenient in a lot of situations. Now, this is available in either a polished chrome or a brushed nickel, and it installs like any other lavatory faucet, and it only costs about $100. This week, we're looking at a number of different upgrades for your kitchen. Now, one of the things that can change the look of your kitchen more than anything else is to change the look and style of your kitchen cabinets. Now, if you're doing a lot of alterations that may require relocating appliances or basically changing the layout of your kitchen, you may need all new kitchen cabinets, but here's a few other alternatives to change the look of the cabinets themselves. Now, these homeowners chose to replace all of the hardware. That's a very inexpensive, very do-it-yourself way to really change the overall look. They had a little trouble deciding on exactly what hardware they wanted, but they made a great choice. Another option is to replace all of your cabinet doors. You can take all of the doors, measure them, have a cabinet maker make all new doors for you, and then the installation there is fairly simple. Another option is one that's been very popular over the last few years, is to completely repaint all of the cabinets, and all of these ideas are great options. Although replacing hardware is a fairly simple process, you can save yourself some aggravation by removing a piece of your old hardware and taking it with you to the home center. Then you can match up the mounting holes between the old and the new to ensure a good fit. Door replacement is a great way to upgrade the look of a kitchen because it minimizes the time a kitchen is out of use, unlike the removal and replacement of an entire set of kitchen cabinets. While new doors aren't cheap, they are far less expensive than a complete set of cabinets, and the change out of doors requires much less labor. Painting is of course inexpensive and do-it-yourself friendly, but good preparation is a must to make paint last on kitchen cabinets. You have to remove all of the dirt and grease by cleaning them with a solvent first, followed by light sanding. If the cabinets haven't been painted before, they'll need primer and more sanding before you can apply the finish coats. Here's a tip to minimize your brush strokes. Adding a paint conditioner to the finished paint will promote better adhesion and minimize the appearance of brush strokes in the finished product. I mentioned earlier these homeowners were having a little bit of a challenge trying to figure out exactly what hardware to use on their kitchen cabinets, and they did a smart thing here by buying a number of different knobs they were considering and hinges, and then they actually brought them home and installed them on their cabinets to see which one they liked the best. Not a bad idea, because you know how it is in the store. They always look a little bit different than when you actually get them installed. Now, another upgrade that'll work with any room in the house, and that's adding other moldings. Now here, they added a 2.5-inch crown molding on the top of the cabinets. Then, where you would traditionally use crown molding, they had a 5-inch piece of crown molding installed. And you can also enhance an adjacent room, such as the breakfast room they have here, with chair rail. That always makes a difference as well. And a lot of times, adding moldings, very, very reasonable. Now, something that's a lot more expensive in most kitchens is the replacement of the kitchen floor. This home already has ceramic tile on the kitchen floor, so the owners aren't planning a change, but for many, adding ceramic is a great way to upgrade. Ceramic is available in a wide range of styles and prices, and of course it stands up well to the moisture and wear and tear of a kitchen. If you're adding ceramic over a wooden floor system, be aware that you'll have to first install a layer of cement backer board. If you're going for the look of wood with an engineered hardwood or a wood look laminate, be sure that the product warranty covers installation in a kitchen situation. Boy, we've talked about all kinds of kitchen upgrades in this week's show. When we come back, right after our Around the Yard, we'll recap all of them for you.
Let's head outside for Around the Yard with lawn and garden expert Tricia Craven-Worley.
Tricia, this whole thing about bulbs is kind of mysterious to me. I mean, some you have to refrigerate, others you have to plant months in advance. That's kind of tricky.
Well, it's not really as tricky as you think. It just, there are a few steps involved. And you're right, some bulbs you do have to refrigerate. And you look at the packet or talk to your nurseryman about which ones that involves. Now, something else that bulbs need is they really need to be healthy when they go in. So when it comes time to plant, you want to take them out of the refrigerator if that's the kind of bulb it is. And I actually have a little bath for them.
Okay, all right.
Now let me show you what it is. I've taken 2 gallons of warm water, okay, and then 2 teaspoons of just a baby shampoo, which is very, very mild.
Okay.
And then 1 teaspoon of an antiseptic mouthwash.
Now that seems like that would be detrimental to the growth of the bulb.
Well, actually, you know, it's killing bacteria in our mouths, and the same thing with the bulbs. It helps with the bacteria.
Okay.
And then just a 1/4 teaspoon of instant tea.
I see.
Maybe that's to wake them up a little bit.
Everybody needs that caffeine.
But this mixture helps to bathe the bulbs. We're just going to put them in here. And what it does is it coats them with just a protective coating.
And you do this just before you're ready to plant?
Just before you're planting, just a really nice bath. And then after that, you can stick them in bed.
After you've completed your kitchen upgrades, you may want to add a few little decorative elements like these homeowners have done to really tie it all together. Let's review our kitchen upgrades that we've looked at this week. Improve the lighting for function and form. Install new countertops. Update the appliances. Install a new vent hood. Add some color with a fresh coat of paint. Create an interesting backsplash. Put in a sink and faucet. Upgrade the cabinets. Add some new molding and improve the flooring. There you have it, a number of ways to improve what is probably the busiest room you have in your home. Hey, thanks for being with us. Hope to see you next week.
Thanks for watching this episode of Today's Homeowner. And don't forget to like, comment, and hit the bell icon so that you'll be notified of new videos.
And be sure to click around and watch some more videos while you're here.